Hey, happy Saturday, guys. This is Frank. House of Orange Sports Channel. It's out there now. The Nico era now is officially over at Tennessee. I don't know if I'm grinning because I'm just over it. I'm over it, to be honest with you. I gave my thoughts yesterday. I'm not gonna be PC in this either. I'm gonna get straight to it here as we go. Hit the like, the share, the subscribe. Thank you guys so much for checking out the content last couple days on this one. The hottest topic on Rocky Top right now. Pete Nakos, on 3 reported this morning. Nico plans to enter the portal. Pete Thamel, ESPN, though, I liked his the best. Said Josh Heupel informed the team this morning that he has made the decision to move on from Nico. Hats off to Tennessee. Hats off to Josh Heupel. Hats off for this administration for making the right decision. This is one right here that, if they wanted to negotiate or what have you, when Nako's put it out a couple of days ago, it was real. It was real, or this wouldn't be happening. If he got his feelings hurt over fans getting upset over you're wanting to negotiate when you were subpar in conference play, then so be it. All right? But the bottom line is Tennessee was a program before Nico. They're going to move on after Nico. Tennessee had success before him. They're going to have success after him. I wouldn't say he didn't propel them to the playoffs last year. He didn't. Well, I mean, you look at a guy who wants $4 million that runs out of bounds on the final play when you're down 19-14. Give me a break. Give me an absolute break on that one. Still, I've not seen any more this morning. I've not looked at it. I just had to run across this. I was actually getting ready to head up to where I'm moving to in Asheville, and I caught that and said, I got to run back in and record something real quick. But the Nico, I say era, it's kind of tongue-in-cheek on it. Nico's tenure, whatever the hell you want to call it, he's done. He's done in Knoxville, and the fact of the matter. And the weird thing about it to me is the report come out on Thursday with it. Of course, Nico's dad goes to Twitter, X, and I quote, called Pete Nakos a bitch on there. Well, that's a really bad look for them. If you're going to go in there and use names on it. My advice to Nico's dad, not that he cares, get off of social media. Get out. You're entitled to it just as anyone else is. But you got a high-profile son. I don't know how much of this is Nico's actual decisions either. I mean, I'm sure he factors into it some, but it seems to me like the dad, and maybe there's more behind the scenes with it. I'm calling it like I see it here. And, to me at this point, good riddance. This team doesn't need the drama around. And I've not seen that leadership from this guy. Not this year. Not since the season ended. With all the cryptic, vague tweets or Instagram posts that he keeps putting out all the time. That doesn't do it for me. All right? If you're going to be a leader, be a freaking leader out here. Quit with this vague, cryptic bullshit that you've gone on about. You're the face of the program. Act like it down there. Now, is it the Jake Merklinger show? Does Tennessee go to the portal? Andy Staples, and I can't remember who was on with him, of On 3 last night. They were doing a recording, and he said, it will not surprise me if you see a quarterback this week enter the portal. He kind of seemed like a surprise guy, possibly. Somebody you're not expecting, enter the portal with a do not contact tag. He said, I'm trying to get as close to the quote as possible on it. It's not the exact quote. He said, when they do, I'm going to, what do you say, tweet something with the checkerboard at that point. So does Tennessee feel good about it to go with Jake Merklinger or not? Brent Hubbs was on one of the news stations in Knoxville last night, and I saw the clip of it. And people's running that, well, did Nico leave because of Merklinger? No, and I've seen people say that, well, people watching practice said they thought Merklinger looked better of the two. But Hubbs, he said, let's make no mistake about it. And this is not quote for quote on it. This is not word for word, but it's just kind of, summarizing what he said. Basically, Merklinger was not pushing Nico for the starting job, and it was definitely Nico's job. So Merklinger, has made improvements. He's doing good things in the spring. But does his staff feel comfortable with him, or do they go out and get a portal quarterback? I mean, is it going to be – here's one thing about it. During the spring window, it can't come from another SEC program. So because I had some people say, well, Bama's probably going to lose somebody. They can't transfer to Tennessee, though. And it's got to come from somewhere else. Don't know of any names off the top of my head. Staples, and I can't remember, and I'm sorry. I can't remember who the other one was that was on. They said they had some names in mind of quarterbacks, but they said we're going to just kind of leave it. They didn't go naming names on it. I mean, one that stands out to me is Gaston Moore. Gaston Moore, still in the portal. He never signed anywhere else. Could he come back? And with his grasp, his knowledge of the system, it's a flawless put. Now, where's Gaston Moore at from a talent standpoint compared to others? One thing I did notice when he had to be put into action last year, he obviously doesn't have Nico's talent, but the offense was much more fluid. It ran much faster with him in. And I don't know. We'll see. I would not rule that one out. And that's just, I've not read anything on it. I've seen nothing from any mods or anything. That one, to me, depending on who's out there, it's got to be the right guy to bring him in. If not, bring Gaston Moore in and let him do his thing. Because Merklinger's talked about learning from Gaston Moore last year. Didn't hear a damn thing about him learning from Nico along the way. He might have learned how to run out of bounds, possibly, when the clock's expiring, which Nico apparently learned from Joe Milton. But, here we are. This is a chance for Tennessee, in my opinion. This might be the step forward for Tennessee. To me, this is really kind of the first of its kind. You more or less just had a holdout. That's more or less what that is. That's the equivalent of what they do, these guys that don't show up to training camp for a new contract. That's essentially what he just did on Friday. And Tennessee told him to hit the road, Jack. And it is what it is. For him, a guy who going on his third year, didn't sound to me like he was just killing it in spring ball here. You've got to go learn a whole new system. And what are we in? April now? You got to learn a whole new system. And probably by the time he gets enrolled and everything, I don't know. It could be a quick one. They may have something in mind already. We'll say 4 months. Around 4 months. He'll have that long to learn a brand new system along the way. Great decision, guys, and great decision from his team that's out there. And if there's an agent doing it as well, great job by him as well. Maybe you get the money you want, but I can assure you this. I've seen it, scouts and stuff around. Whenever Nico decides to go to the NFL draft, I said on Thursday, I said the best thing can happen for Tennessee and Nico is for him to have a good year and go to the draft. And part of the reason I wasn't totally honest on why I said it, because I want him out of here. I'm tired of the drama with him. Tired of the drama. The December period when guys are talking about hitting the portal. I don't know who's leaking this at Tennessee, because there was the Boo Carter stuff that got out. Mike Matthews, Ricky Gibson, now Nico. They've got to figure out who is leaking this stuff that's out there, because it doesn't seem to me it's coming from the families, and it doesn't seem to me it's coming from Tennessee. And I saw somebody ask, could it be coming from Spire? And Austin Price, I'm pretty sure it was Austin Price, VolQuest.com, shot that one down as well. But Pete Nakos said Nico planning to enter the portal. ESPN's Pete Thamel confirms Josh Heupel informs the team this morning that they are indeed moving on. And Thamel said, and I quote, Tennessee's moving on from starting quarterback Nico Iamaleava. Tennessee coach Josh Heupel informed the team of the decision at a team meeting this morning. Iamaleava missed meetings and practice on Friday, which was the driver of this decision. So from what I gather, this spring window is only like a week. Henry To'oTo'o was a pretty big enemy of Vol Nation. I got a real feeling he's getting ready to be surpassed with it. And based on what's out there, this is a really there's part of me does feel bad for Nico because the people advising him they're all about the money. He's getting ready to go to a situation that's not as good as what. And I've seen the concern that said, well, maybe his party was not happy with the receivers and the line that they brought in. Fair point. But looking at what that potential offensive line is, other than Cooper Mays, where did we downgrade at? To be honest with you, Sanders, Wendell Moy, Pendleton, Lance Hurd should be better. Looks like Satterwhite probably at center, but you've got numerous guys that they're talking pretty highly of. This line, to me, should have more talent and be better this year. Your receivers last year, somebody said yesterday, well, you said I didn't say the receivers weren't good. I said there's times they didn't help him out. They had a lot of drops last year. But, I mean, Brew McCoy, Dante Thornton, they had good seasons. They were good. Nico didn't get him the ball like he wanted. But there's times, too, Nico would throw darts and guys would drop it. So you got Brazel, Matthew Staley. All those guys pretty highly thought of coming in. Travis Smith Jr., Radarius Jackson coming in. Amari Jefferson. All those guys ranking, when Tennessee got Brazel out of the portal, he was a 4-star portal guy. The rest of them were 4 or 5 stars. Here, you got another one coming in the spring. You got to think Tennessee will hit the portal for maybe more receiver help next week when the portal opens, as they're actually hosting a defensive lineman from Ohio as well. Didn't report on that I didn't talk about that any this week. I think Tennessee can get a quarterback who will better fit their system, who will better suit them. Have an Ohio State fan who comes in. Appreciate him. He tunes in, chimes in, or comments a lot. Talk about Will Howard. Who would you rather had last year? Nico or Will Howard? No brainer. And I know Will Howard had unbelievable wide receivers. Will Howard was doing it before he got to Ohio State. He was a hell of a player at Kansas State as well. I would have traded quarterbacks in a heartbeat with them. And Will Howard made probably half the money that Nico made, and he was a better quarterback. That's a fact. I apologize. I'm going to wrap up on that one. Guys, if there's anything out, of course, orange and white game today, I think it's 2 o'clock. It's not on TV. It's on the radio. I think you can get it through utsports.com through the radio. I'm sure it'll be on Knoxville stations as well. It's kind of funny to me in the 21st century, we can watch stuff through YouTube. They have these YouTube channels, and yet Tennessee's not streaming it through their own YouTube channel or through utsports.com. I don't know what the deal is with that. It's really weird to me, but it is what it is. If you're there today, have a good time. All eyes going to be on Jake Merkling or George McIntyre. Here, I didn't even talk about McIntyre. I mean, he's highly thought of guy coming in. And then you got Faison Brandon next year. We're good at quarterback. We're good at quarterback. You got to make sure you keep Brandon in the fold, which there's been nothing to suggest he won't be. But here we are. The Nico era in Knoxville is officially over. Expect to hear him hit the portal on Wednesday. Josh Heupel and staff moving on. And that's one of the best decisions. And I'm happy that they made that decision just because they don't need to be bullied into more money. Not at the last second. You want to have the negotiations in the off season, whatever, but you come up and pull this crap right before 2 days before the end of the orange and white game. Whatever, man. Good job by Josh Heupel and staff calling the bluff, sending him packing. Frank, House of Orange, like, share, subscribe. Links are in the description. Channel membership, channel Patreon, as little as $1 a month. Go to greatly help the channel here as well. Or for you just want to say thanks, super thanks, bottom right-hand corner. There we are. I may try to put something out, an orange white game recap. I mean, I don't know how much I'll be able to listen to it today. I'll definitely try to have a baseball recap tonight. I won't have my setup, but I'll get something out there. As pretty sure baseball plays at 5 today, I saw. So, guys, have a great rest of your Sunday. Tennessee's moving on. Frank, House of Orange, it's always a great day to wear the orange.